Most of crypto is one trick. Chainlink is the full stack. Chainlink would be nothing if they weren't delivering on paper. And while most crypto companies are known for one product in one category, Chainlink operates like the Google of blockchains, a full suite of infrastructure that works together. Because here's what institutions quickly learn. Building smart contracts that move real money at scale is a nightmare of combobulating together 10 different solutions. You need price data from provider A, you need cross-chain from provider B, compliance from provider C, and privacy from provider D, and good luck getting them all to talk to one another. First, let's talk about what sits at the core of the Chainlink infrastructure that makes the heartbeat tick.
We don't have a blockchain. There is no Chainlink blockchain. What there is many Oracle networks, right? So there's an Oracle network for each individual piece of definitive truth.
Most oracles are a single point of failure. One API, one company, one central point of trust. If they lie or they get hacked, your smart contract is screwed. Everyone is wrecked. As a result, Chainlink invented the decentralized Oracle networks, or DONs for short. Instead of trusting one source, DONs use multiple node operators that run Chainlink infrastructure. They're responsible for fetching data from multiple sources, aggregating all of that off-chain data using cryptographic consensus so that the data can't be gamed or manipulated or tampered with, and then submitting one verified report on-chain signed by a quorum. These node operators stake link tokens to have economic skin in the game. If you deliver bad data, you get penalized. If you maintain uptime and stay accurate, you earn rewards and then you build reputation. More Chainlink services will want to use that particular node operator versus others. The result is a trust-minimized system where no single party can manipulate the data. And these DONs aren't just used for price feeds. They're the architecture running every Chainlink service that you can imagine. As of December 2024, over 90 different node operators are running Chainlink DONs, including Deutsche Telekom, Swisscom, and other major crypto staking providers. The foundation of Chainlink's product line is its bread and butter price feeds. They are used everywhere you can think of in crypto to deliver accurate, robust, and ungameable price data.
Today, oracles are mostly price, but they can be so much more. Now, price is a good place to start for all kinds of reasons. Everybody in crypto understands it. And the thing is that they're a good place to start for another reason, which is that they're perhaps the most valuable kind of information to manipulate. So if you can get reliable price feeds, you can make reliable feeds of other data types, right? If you can get a false price on chain, you can make money in a very direct way. So there's a strong incentive to corrupt and falsify this. So if we can solve the Oracle problem for price, we can probably solve it for a lot of other things. It's actually a good place to start, even if it's not that obvious.
Think of a lending protocol. You deposit $10,000 worth of ETH in order to borrow against that collateral $7,000 in stablecoins. And then overnight, Ethereum crashes 30%. Your collateral is now worth $7,000. You've become under-collateralized. The protocol now needs to liquidate your position before you owe more than your collateral. To protect the lenders who deposited stablecoins. But the critical question begs, who tells a smart contract what price ETH is at? If the Oracle reports a stale price, like for example, ETH is still way too high, you don't get liquidated. Now, all of a sudden, you owe $7,000 on $7,000 worth of collateral. If ETH keeps dropping, the protocol becomes completely insolvent. Lenders can't withdraw their money. The protocol death spirals. If the Oracle is manipulated to report a price that is too low, then you get liquidated unfairly and you lose your entire collateral. This isn't hypothetical. This happens thousands of times per day across hundreds of protocols with billions of dollars in loans outstanding. The Oracle must be accurate, tamper-proof, and fast enough to protect both borrowers and lenders. Get it wrong and the entire protocol collapses, or even the entire crypto market. Today, over 2,000 price feeds across 60+ blockchain networks actively secure over $100 billion in assets. To be clear, if these oracles fail, that's $100 billion at stake. And Chainlink has survived multiple devastating crypto market crashes. That's the Lindy test in action. But institutions tokenizing real-world assets need more than just crypto price data.
You know, I do believe we're just at the beginning of the tokenization of all assets, from real estate to equities to bonds, across the board.
They need net asset value data for mutual funds, as an example. They need proof of reserves to verify sufficient collateral backing. Corporate actions data for stock splits and dividends. Chainlink's Smart Data Suite pipes all of this institutional-grade reference data on-chain through the same decentralized Oracle infrastructure. So there's no single point of failure, and it's always cryptographically verified and has 24/7 uptime. But data on-chain is useless if those assets cannot move between blockchain networks. Enter CCIP, the cross-chain interoperability protocol.
Having a reliable cross-chain system basically allows the assets that your financial system generates to be purchased by people outside of your financial system, which means that the financial system will experience net capital inflows, which is fundamentally what everyone working and making and defining and legislating and regulating a financial system want.
Blockchain bridges have historically been giant honeypots for hacks, with some estimating close to $3 billion having been lost to bridge hacks. Chainlink's approach with CCIP, multi-layered security through decentralized Oracle networks that verify every single step. When assets lock on one chain, CCIP's committing Dons reads and verifies that state. Then the executing Don writes it to the destination chain, completing the transfer. There's independent verification at every transition point. CCIP has moved close to $6 billion to date. Now, that's peanuts compared to crypto degen bridges. But Chainlink is building institutional-grade architecture, and institutions are not using degen crypto bridges, I'll tell you that much. Institutions need the kind of guarantees that only a team like Chainlink can provide. Because if they're settling billions in tokenized treasuries and cross-border payments, they need tech with pedigree. But then here's the thing that institutions cannot ignore. You can't just move capital on-chain without some sort of embedded compliance. I'm talking about KYC and AML checks, investor accreditation, sanctions screening, and policy enforcement. The sort of things traditional finance built its empire on. Chainlink's automated compliance engine, or the ACE, handles this through cross-chain identity, or CCID, a reusable identity standard that stores cryptographic proofs of verified credentials on-chain while keeping personal information off-chain and confidential. You just complete KYC once, and then use those credentials across multiple platforms. Then the Chainlink policy manager is tasked with enforcing rules, both regulatory requirements and internal business policies, all automatically written within the smart contract. This means when someone tries to buy a tokenized security, the smart contract can automatically check, is this person or entity accredited, or are they sanctioned? Do they meet the fund's requirements? All enforced in code, no manual intervention needed whatsoever. But then if everything happening is on-chain and public by default, that's a deal breaker for institutions hiding sensitive pricing strategies, client data, or proprietary pricing. Chainlink's confidential compute solves this using trusted execution environments, or TEEs, tamper-proof hardware enclaves that execute computations privately, combined with zero-knowledge cryptography through Chainlink's Deco. This enables privacy-preserving identity verification, confidential data feeds, and encrypted cross-chain transfers. And then the blockchain privacy manager lets private chains connect to the public Chainlink network while controlling exactly what data gets exposed. You can verify a transaction happened without revealing the amounts, the parties involved, or the terms. Finally, smart contracts need to execute automatically. Chainlink automation triggers on-chain actions when predefined conditions are met, like liquidating an under-collateralized loan when prices move. Chainlink Functions, on the other hand, connects smart contracts to any external APIs and runs custom computations off-chain. Verifiable random functions, or VRF, provides provably fair randomness using cryptographic proofs. These aren't sexy, but they're critical infrastructure. But here's what actually matters. All of this runs through Chainlink's runtime environment, or the CRE. One unified orchestration layer where you can combine data feeds, cross-chain settlement, compliance checks, privacy-preserving computation, all into a single workflow. This is the unified architectural advantage. You're not stitching together 5 different vendors, hoping they all play nice. It's one platform, one integration, one security model. And it works. Chainlink has enabled over $25 trillion in transaction value when an oracle is needed somewhere in the stack. It's also actively securing over $100 billion across 70+ blockchain networks. Chainlink isn't just building products. They're building the standard for how institutions will interact with blockchains, and the economics work. One of the biggest memes and critiques thrown at Chainlink is token not needed. And so, to add salt to critics' wounds, Chainlink launched the Chainlink Reserve, a strategic token buyback program. Every week, Chainlink will use payments and revenue received from the institutions that are integrating with them to buy Link off of the market and lock it into the reserve. As of this recording, the reserve is sitting at around 1 million Link tokens, and the team has increased its buying volume in recent weeks. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. Link holders who stake in the Chainlink staking pool earn around 4% APY in Link rewards. Plus, They get access to the Chainlink Build program, where early stage Chainlink partners allocate a certain number of their tokens to Chainlink stakers, letting you capture upside in projects building on Chainlink infrastructure. Now, I get that was a very long section. My apologies. But on product alone, Chainlink is king made, but everyone is asleep at the wheel.